Big news out of the January 6th committee. The House January 6th committee investigating the Trump riots will have their next session after kind of a summer break on Wednesday, and I will try to cover that live, schedule permitting. The big news, and Business Insider has a good article explaining what's going on. January 6th committee members say they believe Trump was responsible for the riot, and the panel might unanimously refer Trump for prosecution. This would be a really big deal. It doesn't mean he would be prosecuted. And if he were, it doesn't mean he would be convicted. And if he were, it doesn't mean he would go to prison. But let's just start where we are. The highlights from this Business Insider report: January 6 committee members Schiff and Cheney spoke about the Capitol riot investigation on Sunday. They said they both believe Donald Trump committed wrongdoing, but they said the panel will give a unanimous verdict either way when it decides whether to refer Donald Trump for prosecution. So at the tail end of this committee and the series of hearings, the committee members will vote and they will say, are we referring Trump for criminal prosecution or not? And what Schiff and Cheney are saying is it will be a unanimous verdict. We won't come out with a split verdict. We will all decide, much like a jury. Schiff said he will make his decision align with the rest of the committee so that they act unanimously. We operate with a high degree of consensus and unanimity. So there's a couple interesting things here that I want to discuss, and how much we talk about this ahead of the actual decision. It's going to be limited because it's just going to be a matter of waiting and seeing. This is less about whether Donald Trump actually ends up in prison. Again, I do not believe Trump will end up in prison. I think even if you go to the end of the rainbow, to speak metaphorically, to the conclusion to all of these criminal investigations, even in the event of a criminal conviction with a sentence, as a former president, Trump will serve it out in one of his resorts. He's not going to end up in prison. And for me, this is actually less about whether he even is given any prison time. That's like 10 steps away. This is more about another criminal problem for Trump as he considers running for 2024, and will it impede him from carrying out such a campaign? We already know that Donald Trump has been sued and criminally referred in New York by the Attorney General Letitia James. We talked about that last week. We know that as a result of the FBI search warrant served at Mar-a-Lago, that is likely a criminal investigation that is moving well ahead and rather quickly. That's another legal problem. We know about what's going on in Georgia, where Donald Trump, remember, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break. A probable wrongdoing there, potentially charges. So the question is now, with the addition of a potential criminal referral from the January 6th committee, is this just going to muck up his trying to run in 2024? Now, I get it. Many of you are like, oh, David, come on. 6 years of this and nothing. It's bombshell after bombshell, and yet nothing as we continue to see evidence of Trump's wrongdoing. I'm with you. And if I had to issue a defense for why we should remain cautiously optimistic, and again, I'm not even sure that we should, but if I wanted to make that case, the 4 years Trump was in office, he was protected to some degree by his own attorneys general. He had a completely corrupt, in his pocket Republican Party who, even if they didn't love Trump, they weren't going to say much about it publicly other than the rare handful of folks like, Mitt Romney. And this ridiculous, some of them call it a rule. It's really sort of like a tradition, I don't even know, where the Department of Justice doesn't indict sitting presidents, and some Republicans arguing the Department of Justice really shouldn't even investigate sitting presidents. So that's all gone now. So now what Trump is dependent on or reliant upon is can corrupt judges save him? And the truth is, there could have been a federal Trump indictment anytime since January for the Mueller probe if they wanted to do that, January of 2021, but they haven't. He's no longer a sitting president. The evidence is all still available. So I share everyone's sort of skepticism, but I try to maintain some degree of cautious optimism. And in the next 3 months, particularly, I mean, we're only 5.5, 6 weeks away from the 6 weeks from the midterms. There is the belief that after that, there may be action. But I'm with you guys. You know, I'm not naively wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, holding my breath for these indictments. They clearly should come, but whether they will, we will find out. Let me know what you expect. Find me on Twitter at dpacman. After the break, I'm actually going to have for you some positive examples of how Democrats need to be talking about the tomfoolery of the Republican Party. Stay with us.